Hi, this is Eric for Ochoy. Welcome to this video series on Octane for Cinema 4D. This is a complete course that is designed to get you up and running fast when using Octane for Cinema 4D. It's not necessarily meant to be a replacement for the documentation, rather it is an augmentation of the documentation or a supplement. So I encourage you to take a look at the documentation, peruse it, and then watch these videos to kind of fill in the gaps so that you understand how the plugin works. The documentation can be found online at otoy.com. So if we go to otoy.com and click on support, you'll find documentation link up here, and then down here manuals for all the plugins, including Cinema 4D. The Cinema 4D documentation is extensive and it's very nicely organized so that you can follow along, and it has detailed descriptions of all of the settings. So make sure that you have that handy while you watch the videos. There's also a help manual that is linked to from within Octane for Cinema 4D, and this has been created by Octane users. So not only does it include some great descriptions of all the settings, also has some nice pro tips and tricks to help you get the most out of the plugin. So Octane for Cinema 4D is, of course, a plugin that you can install. Octane is a GPU-based renderer, meaning that it uses your graphics card to handle all the rendering calculations. So the speed at which you render your scenes is going to be dependent on the specs for your particular machine. Make sure before you install Octane for Cinema 4D, you take a look at the documentation and make sure your machine is compliant with Octane, because Octane requires CUDA-based graphics cards. So that's extremely important. Octane is very fast and it's physically accurate. If I move around in my scene here, you'll see that it updates very quickly. Even though I have things like lens effects and depth of field and that kind of thing going, it'll render nice and fast. However, as I recorded these videos, I have done some editing, and the reason I've edited the videos is just to make it a little bit less tedious so you don't have to sit and watch every single scene render. So don't take the videos as a benchmark for the speed of Octane. That's going to vary depending on your machine, and in some cases I may have just edited out a few seconds here and there just to keep the videos short. So it's not meant to be deceiving in any way, it's just meant to kind of speed the videos along. So again, what you see in the video does not necessarily reflect reality with regards to the speed of Octane. So when you install Octane for Cinema 4D, you also need to install Octane Standalone. So this course is going to focus almost entirely on Octane for Cinema 4D, but in a few videos we will be taking a quick look at working with Octane Standalone. So this is what Octane Standalone looks like. We have a node editor down here. It's quite complex. But don't worry if it looks a little bit intimidating. It's not actually as difficult as it looks, but also we're mostly going to be working in Cinema 4D. But just please be aware that you should have this installed. In fact, you have to have it installed in order to run Octane, and we'll be taking a look at it every now and again, just in those situations where it's important to understand how to work between Cinema 4D and Octane Standalone. All the project files that you see me demonstrate in these videos are available for download, so make sure you download the correct project files for Cinema 4D as well as the associated textures, and that way you can follow along if you'd like to as you watch the videos. Not absolutely necessary, but it's kind of nice in case you want to do that kind of thing, and also experiment and see how the scenes have been set up. For this video series, I'm using Octane 308 for Cinema 4D R19. The Octane Standalone version that I'm using is Octane 4. So the videos in this series have been grouped into sections. You don't necessarily have to watch all the videos in order, but it's probably a good idea to watch the videos within each section in order, because in some cases I don't necessarily repeat information that may be discussed in another video. In those situations, I'll usually let you know which video you need to see to pick up that information.